What's going on, y'all? I'm going to show you guys how you can literally get your first client for your outbound agency, literally starting today with no money, nothing, maybe about $10 or whatever, but you can also do this for free. And this is probably going to be the most valuable advice. And even if you're not running an automated appointment setting agency, you can still apply the same method and the same ideology to any other business model that you're running. And I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to sign my first client with no money, literally nothing, right? Just my phone in my hands, right? So first off, what is an automated appointment setting slash agency? Basically, all this is that you run DMs for agency owners, consultants, business owners that need an extra client acquisition system, or you can give them a better client acquisition system than they already have. For instance, most common client acquisition systems that most business agency owners, consultants have nowadays is just through their content, paid ads. They might be doing DMs or they might be doing paid ads, but they're usually doing one of those things, or they're doing all of them, right? With this solution in this DM super setting system, you can literally replace all their acquisition systems, or you can just add this as an extra to what they're already doing with their acquisition system. And basically, you would just run DMs at mass for your clients, right? And you would have maybe 10 to 20 or 30, even 50 plus different accounts that you're running outreach from. And the point is to funnel the traffic from those throwaway accounts, or you can call them slave accounts, and you would DM qualified leads automatically through outreach software, or you can hire a group of VAs, or you can do it with your friends, or you can do it all yourself. And basically, you would send those qualified leads to their main account or their mother account with a call to action, and then you would send them through like an inbound DM appointment setting funnel. Or if the client that you're working with already has a appointment setting funnel or some type of nurturing funnel, then you can do that. Or if you're already working with a client that has a big following, then their content can do that. But the idea is that you don't want to be doing all the extra work, but you just want to be implementing an extra system for business owners. So I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can get your first client for this, so you can actually automate the entire process, so you can actually have a smooth process. And I'll show you literally every single thing that you need to be successful with this. So first off, I just want to show some stats. I've only been running this business for about 30 days, I think 30 to 40 days. And this is my first client, and we were actually able to scale him to $18,000 in 15 days, and he was able to get 9 closes with this offer. We have another client who I was able to get him 8 calls in one day. He closed half of them. I think he had like a 3K offer, so he made well over 10K a month, or 10K in a week from doing that, right? I'm going to be showing you exactly how you can do the same thing for free, so you can actually do it for yourself to get yourself a client, and then when you actually sign the client and they pay you, you can do it at a way higher scale and actually run it efficiently. Now, there's going to be a few tools that I'm using that's not that expensive. I have one tool that's $10 that automatically lets you send DMs, and I have another tool that's, I think, $10 to $20, and it allows you to literally get an infinite amount of leads for your business. So first off, how do you actually get leads, and how do you actually get clients for this business model in the first place? The simple question to that is, you literally use what the business model does to get yourself clients for yourself. And what that means is you basically take the whole model of making a bunch of different accounts for your clients to actually do outreach to send us to your main page. You want to implement that same idea within your own business. And trust me, it's not that hard, it's not that complicated. This is something that's very simple and easy to learn if you actually put some effort into it. Now, the first thing that you want to do before you even start anything is you really want to come up with who your ICP is and what type of client that you want to work with and who do you want to help, right? And the reason why you need to do that is because when you're actually scraping or finding leads, I would say scraping leads just basically means you literally extract data from Instagram to actually have a list of leads. But you want to actually have who you're targeting first, so you can actually be able to target qualified leads for this type of business model. For instance, when I run this business model, I usually target consultants, coaches, agency owners, but you don't have to. You can literally target anybody that you want that has marketable audience that they can sell to, if that makes sense. And I'll actually demonstrate you the tool that I use to actually do this, and then I can show you a free alternative that you can use to actually do this for yourself, starting right now, right? So after you really found who it is that you want to serve, or really what your ideal customer profile is. For instance, if you came up with, maybe I'm gonna serve fitness coaches, then this is exactly how you would scrape fitness coaches to actually get yourself some leads. For instance, I'm going to show you a random account. I'm going to show you the paid way that you can actually get leads, and then I can show you a freer way. But essentially what you want to do is you want to download this tool, this extra Chrome extension. It's called IG Exporter. And basically what this allows you to do is it allows you to literally input any Instagram name into here, right? Let me just move myself out the way. It allows you to input any Instagram name into here, and then it can literally scrape every single profile off the follower list. The reason that you want to do that is because fitness coaches and all that stuff, and literally any other niche, they tend to follow each other. So for instance, if you're looking for agency owners tend to follow other agency owners. So, or if you're on an account that does coaching for agency owners, then their following will be made up of agency owners. And that's exactly what you want to look for. And that's basically how you want to structure this. And I'll show you this actually in action. What you would do is you would take the person's Instagram link, or you can just copy and paste their username, and you would put it into here. And with the delay, you want to make sure this is set to about 20 seconds, because Instagram will flag your account for automations if you literally have a lower delay like this. But essentially what you want to do is maybe keep it between 15 to 20. And when you're actually extracting followers, you can either check detailed. It's going to take longer because it's going to extract the bio, their follower account, the email, the address, and it would just take longer. But you don't have to do this, and I'll actually show you how you can actually have a quicker method, scraping only the followers, maybe the username, and their obviously the display name, right? So what you want to do is you want to plus start parsing, and what this will do is you can see right here, we'll start finding accounts. You want to let this run, so maybe you have about 10,000, but for the sake of this video, I'm only going to get 50. But for what I usually do when I'm scraping leads is I usually do at least 10,000, maybe 5,000, or sometimes I'll just scrape their entire page, right? But after you have this, you want to download right here as a CSV file. And now I'm going to actually get into how you can actually sort these leads and keep track of these leads and manage this. And this is probably going to look a little confusing, but I promise it's not that technical. All it's doing is just literally taking down data and analyzing the data and literally just filtering out the data. So I'll actually show you how to do that right now. And you actually want to open a spreadsheet, and I'm going to open up my own spreadsheet that I'll use. And for my outbound sheet, I actually just do have an entire template that I set out, but you don't need to build this at all. But what you can do is you can take a free sheet right here, or after you make a free sheet or whatever, and what you want to do is you want to actually open the CSV file that you literally just exported from that page, Ashton Hall right here. And when you take that file, it should open. If you click this a few times, then it'll automatically open. I don't know why it does that, but that works, right? So this is what I like to do to actually filter out and sort leads. When you're looking, it depends on what your business model is. If you're looking for an agency or a fitness coach, the best bet that you want to do is you want to delete the ID column, you want to delete the avatar column, and you want to delete the followed by you column. And you just basically want to have it where it says profile, username, full name, and is verified. And what you want to do from here, this is going to make the biggest difference in your actual targeting and your filtering. You want to click this little drop down right here, and you want to actually press sort column sheet from Z to A. And when you do that, usually it should show a bunch of yeses. But since I obviously only scraped like 50, it's not going to show any verified accounts because I didn't have enough leads to do that. But the idea is that you want to be doing outreach to only verified prospects, because those is the biggest probability of that person actually being within your ICP, having buying power, and actually having an offer that you can actually go in and help bring clients to, right? So that's essentially what you want to do. And another thing that you can do, this is a little bit more advanced, is you can press this at the top right here. And then when you press format, and then if you press conditional formatting, this is where you can actually start to filter out specific keywords within their username or the display name to get more qualified prospects. For instance, if you were looking for fitness coaches again, you want to press right here where it says format cells is, or format cells if, and you actually want to press text does not contain, or you actually want to press text contains. And then for instance, if you were looking for fitness coaches, you can just literally type in fitness coach, and then you can mess around with the color. And what this will do, it will just basically highlight any cell or any name in here that says fitness coach. Obviously I don't have any fitness coaches in here, but what you can do after that is you can press this at the top left again, and you can press filter. And what this will actually do is this will allow you to actually sort. And again, you can press this right here, the little 3 lines right here. You can press sort by color, and whatever color that you assign to your format right here, you can literally just press it and it will start filtering out every single lead that says fitness coach. And then all the leads that don't say fitness coach, you can literally just clean them up, right? And that's actually how you can actually get leads, manage leads, store leads completely for free, right? Oh, this is $10, but you get the point. And I'm going to show you another method that you can use to actually do that exact same process except for free, right? And so essentially what you want to do is you want to open back to Instagram profile, and this is what you want to pay attention to. It's very, very important that the Instagram profile that you're trying to do this with does not have a verified account, and I'll show you why later. But before we get into anything, you want to download this extension right here. This is a free extension that you can use to scrape any type of data on a page. It's called Instant Data Scraper, and it should be free in the Chrome store. But what you basically want to do with this is after you pull it up right here, you want to find an account that doesn't have a verified tick. The reason that I say that is because when you view that person's follower list, they'll have a thing that says at the top right saying you can't view all of their followers. So you only want to actually go for people that actually have a viewable follower list. And from here, what you can do is you want to open this tool. And it's going to be, I know it's going to be a bit confusing, but you want to make sure that this infinite scroll right here is ticked. The delay doesn't matter. Anything else doesn't matter. But what I like to do is I like to clear out the ones that says, usually it would say Instagram.com/P, but actually this one is all right. Or if you can see, this one has a few missing leads, or a few missing links in this one. So what you can actually do is just click X right here and get rid of that, so you can only have the link, the username, and then the display name. And what you basically want to do is you just want to press start crawling. And what it should do is it should start scrolling, should start automatically using the scroll bar to go down. And it's literally collecting every single lead on this follower list. And what you can actually do is you can literally do the same process before, except you press copy all, or you can download a CSV. But really, you just want to copy all. And then you want to go back to your same exact lead template sheet, and you just want to press Control V, or you just press paste right here, and boom, just like that, you have leads again. And that's the free way that you can do it. This way usually works if you're working with accounts, or if you find accounts that actually fit your ICP that aren't verified, right? And with this, you can only scrape 1,000 leads per profile, but when you're using the paid tool, you can literally just scrape every single lead off that profile. So that's exactly how you actually can get prospects to reach out to actually start getting you clients. And that is the first step of this system. Now, the second step of the system is literally automating the DMs. Like, funny enough, you're actually doing the same exact process that you would do for a client. But when you actually automate DMs, it's going to make everything 10 times easier. So you actually don't have to be sitting here copying and pasting messages. And I actually did build a software that literally allows me to send DMs literally by clicking one button, right? And then it literally tracks all the data automatically to all of my spreadsheets. And I'll actually show you this right now. But this is how I automate all my DMs. And here are all my different accounts that I do outreach from. And they all have the same type of code, or I guess you could say sequence in all of them. And basically all this does is it just runs through different commands and stuff like that. And it just basically sends my DMs for me automatically. But this is the system that I use for myself and that I use for my clients that I run my business for, because this literally allows me to not have to literally lift my finger at all when I'm doing this. And the only thing I might have to do is actually manually put in the leads and maybe mess around with a few of the elements a little bit, or the different blocks. But that's essentially how I do it. And if you want me to show you how you can actually build one of these for yourself, then I'll make a video on that, and I'll actually put that on the Discord as well. But this is more of an advanced way that you can do it, and this way you don't have to rely on different softwares or different unreliable softwares that might not be as good for what you want to do. So that's why I just made this, because softwares were annoying. But you don't have to do this. And the other way that you can do this is you can actually use this extension right here. It's called IG Super Booster Bot, where basically you would take all the leads that you have on the sheet, and right here is where you can actually input the leads. You can press bulk edit, and you can actually put in all the leads that you had right here. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to follow, unfollow, DM, like, and comment. The most two important things that I've only run with this is DM and follow, because when you follow somebody and then send them a DM, that improves the likelihood of them actually opening your DM. And also right here, you can edit your message. When you're typing your message in here, make sure that you don't press any type of spaces, because that all that does is just add on more messages. For instance, if I was to press hi, that's message one. If I was to press enter and I said hi again, those are two separate messages that it's going to potentially run. But the idea is that you want to make a random message right here, or you just want to make a targeted message. I'm actually going to show you the next step, how you can actually make the best messaging sequence for this. But what you want to do is you just want to input a first message, and then you just want to basically make duplicates, or you want to make messages that's similar to that, but it's not the same. So you're actually randomizing the message that you're sending to people, so it's not just the same repeated message, so you don't get flagged by Instagram, or you don't get hit by any spam filters or anything of that sort, right? And now I'm going to actually get into how you can actually craft the perfect DM sequence to actually get prospects interested into your offer and into your business. And this is the exact same DM sequence that I've built for myself, and I'm going to show you everything that you need to know. And then after that, I'll actually show you how you can set up accounts to start the outreach. But the way that you want to structure messages is you want it to be short and brief, and you also want it to demonstrate your unique value proposition. For instance, running this business model, our unique value proposition, you can also make your own. But my unique value proposition and our unique value proposition is that this is literally just an extra system that literally removes the point of having to hire appointment setters or VAs to do outreach. And literally doing this sometimes will eliminate the need of paid ads, and sometimes we'll eliminate the need of content because I've literally seen businesses that run on nothing but DMs, and they literally run amazingly. So your unique value proposition for this could be a replacement for anybody's client acquisition system. This could be a replacement for the way your clients actually get clients, and that is just a unique value proposition because this is easier to run. You can actually target leads better at a more higher rate, and you can increase volume, and everything is literally editable and manageable, and you can literally personalize everything. That's my unique value proposition. It just basically wants to be something that separates you from everybody else, and I really can't tell you what separates you from everybody else, but I'm sure that you can come up with something. And also make sure the message structure is short and brief. You don't want to be sending long lines of paragraph because I promise you nobody is reading all of that. And also, you can do this personalized spin tax thing. This isn't going to work on everything, but with this IG Super Booster bot, it kind of does that a little bit. All spin tax is, it just randomizes the messages using code. For instance, in my own DM sequence, the way Simtax will work is if I actually open this where I actually have my outreach message, if I actually edit this, you can see it's a bunch of different brackets and stuff. And what this basically does is, if it was just this, yo, what's up, this would randomize if the message is actually sending G, brother, or bro. And the way I've structured it is I've sent that message to a spreadsheet, and then the spreadsheet sends that message on the actual Instagram platform. It's a little confusing, but that's basically what spin tax is. But you don't have to worry about all this stuff because right here is where you can actually have your own spin tax, I guess you could say, because with this, as you can see with this right here, the automized messages, the two right here, the spin tax will literally just be you making different variations of the message, if that makes sense. But that's basically what you want to do. And I also integrated AI with mine, and that's also using my sequence. You can also do that. But you also want to build curiosity within your actual outreach template. And I'll actually show you what a perfect outreach looks like. And basically what I did is I had 4 different lines with 4 very short sentences. The first line was explaining a crazy benefit that I made for my system and how quickly that I saw a return on investment with this system. The second line that I made was actually what I do and how I'm actually able to do it. The third line would be basically just pre-objection handling. Basically, I said I'm not selling anything. If you don't believe me, and if you think I'm just lying, then just DM me outreach on my Instagram. The third lesson you can have it for objections, and then the fourth line would just be the call to action to the profile page. And to make this more simple for you, ignore the Minecraft document, but to make this more simple for you, the way that I did this is the first line would be maybe something like an intro / greeting. Or you can do what I actually seen the most benefit from was actually doing a pattern break. And basically what I did was I literally just cut right into what it was. Or I just maybe said something funny, or you can say a funny entrance, and then that would be your first line, right? And then your second line in this message will actually be your benefit. This could be like, you don't have to actually, I'm not telling you to lie, but sometimes you got to do what you have to do with the system. But me personally, I actually have the proof. But if you're just starting out, you don't have anything, you can say, second line could literally say, I recently saw an agency bring in 10K a week for clients using this system. And the third line that I actually said was pre-objection handling. But what I just recently realized is on here, you can actually add in the UVP or the unique value proposition that we mentioned earlier. So for instance, if I was to make a UVP for my third message, it would say something like, you could literally say exactly what I said, which is they did this without paid ads, content, or VAs. And this could be the unique value proposition. And the fourth line in this actual DM sequence was actually DM me on Instagram at your username, right? And what I mean by this is I'll actually get into the next step, but this is exactly how I structure my messages to actually be able to get me the best response rate possible and to actually get me the best inbound messages possible whenever I run my own outreach. And you can screenshot this, you can copy and paste this or whatever, you can do what you want to do with this, but this is the perfect way that you literally want to structure your DMs. And most outreach messages suck because they literally are trying to be over friendly, or they're trying to copy word for word what Alex or Mosey told them. But I'm trying to tell you that doing that is so outdated, so you want to kind of approach it differently and you want to add your own spin to it. Now, to make everything more understandable, I'm going to actually show you how we can actually set up the accounts that we do outreach from. And again, we're using the same method that we're going to be using for our business owners, which is called the slave account and mother account method. Basically what you want to do is you want to take 3 different slave accounts, or right here I only have 3 different slave accounts, but you want to make 5 to 10, maybe 20 plus different accounts that have the same username. And as you can see, most business owners, you can see how their profiles are set up, and I'll actually show you how my profile is set up. As you can see, my profile is set up like this, but what you basically want to do is you want to make a professional looking profile. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You don't even need to have that many posts. You can maybe have 3 different posts, or maybe you on vacation, that will work the best, but you don't need to post any type of content. But the perfect way that you want to actually build a profile is, again, you want to have your name, what you do, And in the description, you could basically just put what you do again in a more understandable way. For instance, if you're a business owner that helps fitness coaches, then your bio could be something like I help fitness coaches do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you don't have to have this part, but basically you just link them to like a short video that you can have for them to watch to actually understand what you do. But this is basically just how you want to actually frame your actual main account if you already don't have this set up. And basically what you would want to do with the slave accounts is you want to set up the same exact looking accounts, but you really don't have to do the same thing. Or really the only thing that you would have to do is just put your actual username, but a different variant of it. You can actually put your real name without any extra stuff behind it. And then for the bio, you can literally just put something crazy like, for instance, I put we help business owners book more qualified appointments. And then you don't have to actually have anything in the bio because actually the account doesn't matter. What really matters is the message that you're sending. But the idea is that you want to have these messages and you want to have these accounts framed up and set up in the same way to slightly resemble your main account or the mother account, as you could say. You literally want to set up 10 to 15 of these. I can actually show you a method that I'm going to be putting in the Discord in the description below, where it actually can show you how you can set up different Instagram accounts without Instagram flagging you, because there's a whole lot of technical stuff that goes behind setting up proxy servers and setting up stuff so you can actually keep making more Instagram accounts. Because if the same Instagram account is linked to the same IP, if too many Instagram accounts are linked to the same IP, it's actually going to flag you and it's going to prevent you. You're going to get action blocked way more often. Another tip is you don't want to make any type of weird spammy username that's not you, or any type of spammy profile picture that's not you. The reason why is because Instagram is also cracking down on accounts that look bottish. So you really just want to make a duplicate of who you are and a duplicate account of you. And that's the best bet you want to do. You don't want to make any type of weird account with some random name that doesn't exist. That's essentially what you want to do. And you can literally just use the same exact sequence right here, the slave account setup sequence right here, and that'll actually help you. And again, in the Discord below, I'm going to be putting a short video on how you can actually make more accounts once you actually reach that past that limit. So make sure you join the Discord in the description below, and I actually have that in there for you. Now, again, the way this works is you would take all these different slave accounts that you work, and you would literally automate all of them using Outreach. The way that I did this is I literally made a Chrome profile. I use Opera, but what I did is I made a separate Chrome file for every single account that I do outreach from, just so this can be a little bit more simple, so I can actually just go in and actually set up the sequences like, I guess you could say account for account. For instance, for one account, I have the IG Super Booster bot. For another account, I have the IG Super Booster bot, and you can actually name the profile here as the same as your username on Instagram. But this is a little bit help. This is a help. But this is to help a little bit more with organization, and that's the best bet that you want to take with this. Like now, again, you can actually automate this DM using this bot, and basically what this would do is you can literally use the same account, but when you're signed into a profile on that browser, the bot will automatically sign into that Instagram, and then you can set everything up from there. And now that is the second step, which is actually how you can start actually doing that outreach and how you can actually set up an automation process to be more successful with outreach. And now here's a specific funnel that you can use to actually start getting people on calls with you so you can actually explain your process. The funnel that I've built for myself personally, you don't have to do all this extra stuff, but a very, very simple funnel that I've used for my own agency is, first off, after I built a sequence, after I sent out the DMs, let's say a hypothetical situation, somebody saw that DM, they was interested to us and they reached out to us on our main account. The way that you want to do this is when they actually respond to your account, or they go inside your inbox with a keyword that you ask them to say, right? Or any type of message, right? Because again, the way I frame my messages, I always put them to DM me a keyword so I can know who's actually reaching out to me. But for instance, if somebody reaches out to you with a specific keyword, or they just reach out to you in general, the first thing that you want to do is you want to have a conversation. This is where the skills of appointment setting comes in, because you need to know how to have a good conversational flow that will actually reveal the different pain points and the struggles that the person that is in your DMs right now is facing, so you can actually craft an offer around it that will specifically solve their issue. And again, the way that you do it is literally just conversate. You literally just want to conversate. That's all appointment setting is conversation and a little bit of sales and copywriting. But basically what you want to do within this conversation is you want to learn their pain points. And you also want to establish connection. You don't want to just come in there super bodish, being like, hey, I just did this and this for this, and I just was running. No, you don't want to do that. First, when they come in your inbox, you want to ask them a question, or basically something along their business model. For instance, for this, you could ask them, how is client acquisition going? How is it going actually getting clients? And you could ask them stuff like that. Basically, you want to actually learn how their current acquisition system is, so you can find a way that your system can fit within their system, right? Also, you want to establish connection. You want to be friendly, and you actually want to get to know the person, so you can actually build that rapport, build that trust, and actually frame yourself as I wouldn't say the authority, but as a person that's just trying to help, right? And also you can leverage different case studies and testimonials when you get a little bit more advanced and you actually start getting more clients, you start getting results. You can literally just lead it with proof. But that's essentially what you want to do is you want to conversate with them and you want to kind of divert the conversation into how your solution can be implemented within their business and how their business can use your solution as an asset. And the way that I did this is I also made a VSL to actually convey my offer. For instance, after we're finished conversating, I would send them a very, very short message, basically educating the prospect on the offer that I actually have. You can also replace this hand in hand with the conversation part. When the person responds to your DM, you can basically just be like, sounds good. I'll send you over the short video and I want you to know what I want to see what you think. And basically in the VSL, it would just be basically breaking down what your actual business model is and what your actual solution is and what your offer is. And here I actually do want to show you what a VSL would look like using one of my own VSLs that I've put together, where all I did was make a 2-minute video just basically breaking down my solution. I showed some proof. I showed some social proof of people that are using it. And I also added in, and I also demonstrated what my system was. I gave them a little bit of math to show them how quick they can get a return on investment working with the system. And that is also very important. The best thing that you can do is frame the prospect on how they can get the result that they want in the fastest way possible, literally using simple math, right? And this business model is literally built on volume, so you can literally just use a little bit of volume math. And what I basically said was if I have 50 accounts sending 75 DMs, that's more than a few thousand DMs a day. And stacking that over a week and stacking that over a month will start so many conversations and it will book so many calls. And that's basically how you can frame it. You just want to show how quickly your prospect can get a return on investment. And this is where you can get creative with it, right? Or what you can actually use is the talking head VSL method. For instance, you can literally make a video like this where you're holding your phone up like this and you can literally just break down your solution using the same exact structure that I just mentioned in this video. And you can literally do this easy. This is a more simplified and easier way to do it. But I don't know if this way converts more than this way, because this way is obviously more professional when you actually have a presentation versus just speaking it into your camera. But you can really play around with both, and I think this is the more beginner-friendly option that you can actually do. And again, the way that you actually want to frame this is you want to have your intro, social proof, system explanation, unique value proposition, and the call to action. You want to basically just introduce yourself. You want to show the proof or social proof. And if you don't have any social proof to actually back up your offer, then you can literally just say something like, I've seen other agency owners use the same exact DM sequence and they literally built their entire business just only using DMs. And then the third step is the system explanation, where you can basically just explain what your system does. And then after that, you can use your unique value proposition to basically say how your system is better than others. And then the call to action in the video, which is very important, is you want to tell them something like, if you're interested in this, let's hop on a call and I can run you down how it works. And that is basically how the DM sequence will go when you're crafting a VSL, or this more, I guess you could say, long form video. But that's essentially how you can get a prospect interested into your actual offer. And that's the best way and the most beginner friendly way you can do it, right? And with this, you should be having people that either tell you yes or no. It should be very, very simple if you frame it correctly. You just want to be friendly and basically just say, can I basically just show you this on a call or whatever? That can be your call to action. And you should always be aiming to get this prospect on a call, because the call is where you can actually make the money from it and where you can close the person. Now, this next step here is how you can actually price this. And then after I show you how you can price it, I can show you a very simple call script that you can put together. But the way that you actually want to price this, which I mentioned before, that will allow you to start doing this without any money or without having a big investment or without having big capital set up, is you want to have the prospect pay you to fulfill the work. And this is probably one of the biggest loopholes that I found in business. If you actually want to start a business, you really do not need any money to start it. All you need to do is a good enough offer to make people want to invest into that and to actually invest into that actual fulfillment on the client acquisition part, right? So essentially what you want to do is you want to have your clients pay you to do the work. So you actually don't have to come out of pocket and lose any personal profit. And this is the safest way that you can approach this. Me personally, the way that I frame my business model is I do a one-time fee and then commission-based business model. For instance, I basically take the one-time fee. I'll have a one-time fee of maybe between $2,500 to $5,000. And I'll basically take that to build out the system. And then the system can run by itself after that. And from there on, I can literally just take commission from how good the system is running. And when you actually frame it like this will build so much trust and this will build so much understanding for your prospect. And I'll actually show you a little bit of psychology on how you can actually charge an extremely high price and justify it when you actually get on the sales call. Now, the sales call is so important, and scripting out your entire sales call will be the biggest indicator in you actually being successful. Because if you're not freaking Greg Cardone, if you're not or if you're not Jeremy Miner, you're not going to be a goated salesman on the first try. So you want to really script out and really structure this in detail how you want the call to go. And I can show you I can show you some very very simple pillars to actually frame this for you. For instance, the way that I actually structure my openings is I basically just ask them, can they hear me? And then I tell them, perfect, let's dive in, and I'll keep it straight and simple. And I actually like to keep this to the point. I like to keep this on track so we can actually get straight into it. So that's why you actually want to say this for your opener. And then you want to ask them basically sound good to confirm that we're getting straight into the point. And then after they confirm, you just want to basically be like, sound good, and I'll run you through everything step by step. And now the second part is the actual client discovery. And this is where you're going to be learning more about the business. And this is one of the most important parts of the call, because if you don't actually learn what their business is or how their business actually helps people or what they actually even do in their business, then you're going to be cooked from the beginning, right? The most important questions that you want to ask is what is the person's offer target? What is your prospect's offer actually target? What is their business built around? Who do they serve? That's what you want to figure out. And the second most important thing that you want to ask is, what are their deliverables? This basically means is what process are needed to get done in order for your prospect to fulfill on a client, right? And the third step is you want to learn more about their acquisition sequences right now. You want to learn more about how they actually get clients right now. This way you can frame your offer and you can frame your solution to be a better thing than everything else. You can ask them, are they running outreach already? Are they doing inbound leads? Are they running inbound content? Are they doing paid ads? Are they just running off referrals? And one of the best things that they can say is if they're already running outreach. So therefore, you can just come in and build a better system. And 9 times out of 10, this person will either say that they're doing outreach themselves, or they have a VA or an appointment setter doing outreach, or they'll say something along those lines. And then you basically just want to ask them what their biggest bottleneck is with the way that they currently do their client acquisition. And this way you can actually learn what different problems they have as far as getting client acquisition. And usually a lot of the times it'll be profit related, it will be manual effort related, or it will be just them not having success in it and it just not working for them. And that way you can literally structure your offer in a way that can actually solve all those pain points for them. And this is more sales tip, this is more sales advice, but you really want to do that to figure out how you can actually structure your offer to be the perfect match and to give them the most bare bones, most undeniable, most no-brainer offer possible, right? And the third step, after you actually figure out what their actual pain points are, what their actual business is about, once you learn more about the actual discovery of the business and all that good stuff, you can actually transition to your actual offer. And the way I like to do that is just basically say and repeat and reiterate what they told me on the questions that I asked before. And I just repeat their pain, and then I basically just frame my solution and frame my business model as a solution to their pain. And in this, you should also be pre-handling objections. In doing this is one of the most important parts in the call structure, because this way you can actually give your prospect an idea on how your system and how your business model is more of an investment and also an asset for their business, so they can be more willing to actually pay you. And so you can build more trust and more rapport, right? And the fourth step is actually the framework breakdown. The way that I do this is through Lucidchart, but you really don't have to do this. You can literally make a very, very simple presentation, a very simple PowerPoint that basically goes step by step how your business operates. And you really don't want to go too much on how it works, but you really want to just go on and cover the different things that you would have to focus on and the different things that your client would have to focus on. And you want to kind of make it as streamlined and as automated as possible for them, while also giving them that why. A lot of things that people ignore when trying to demonstrate their business or demonstrate the solution is they really don't give a why on why that person should actually listen to them and why that person should actually work with them. And what I just basically mean by that is you don't give them a reason to take your offer. You're also not creating any type of urgency, right? So the best way that you want to clear this up is you want to highlight all the things and all the troubles that your actual business model takes off of that client, right? You want to highlight the things that it would do, not really so to benefit them, but you want to highlight the things that would prevent further pain from them. For instance, with this business model, you can highlight the fact that you won't have to learn how to do outreach yourself. You won't have to hire unreliable VAs to do outreach. And you will also don't have to sit behind the computer doing it yourself, obviously burning yourself out, right? And you also don't have to build any systems yourself to automate everything. And you want to frame it in a way that let the client know that it's a done for you service and there's no part or there's barely any effort that they have to put in to make the system work. And when you do it like that, you are going to put yourself in the biggest position possible. You're going to give yourself the most leverage, because you're basically communicating to the prospect that your offer literally takes all their problems away. And the best part is they don't have to do nearly a thing to make it work, right? And that's the best way that you really just want to break down everything. And again, I use Lucidchart to break down everything because I can give it in a more, I guess you could say, digestible way to understand it versus just yapping at the camera. But you really don't have to do that. You can just have a normal conversation with them. And when it actually comes to the technical things about the actual tools that you use to do outreach, the actual, I guess you could say, the different sheets that you have set or anything else, then you can show them that. But you really just want to have a conversation with them, give them the why, and also give them the how. And also, here's the best way that you can price this. And this is how I can actually charge people $5,000 and how I can actually boost my closing rate. And the way that I've done this is actually structured the pricing. The problem is a lot of you guys isolate pricing from everything else within the business. You guys will say, this is how we do this, this, and this, and this. And then you'll say an isolated result and then you'll say something isolated like, we charge this for $5,000. And doing this will get your prospect thinking, because it'll just be a different isolated thing from the actual business model itself. And it will just really feel like you just randomly generated a number for them to pay you. And this is the biggest mistake ever, if that makes sense. And what you want to do is you want to give them the price, and then you want to give them some ROI mapped on why it's so expensive. And you, instead of framing it in a way where it's a huge risk, you want to frame it how giving you more money, and you want to kind of gaslight them. You want to kind of gaslight them a little bit, and how them giving you money will just speed up the process and give them a quicker return on investment, if that makes sense. The way that I structured this perfectly, you can literally steal this word for word, is I literally told them $5,000 one-time fee, and this will literally help me set up 50 to 100 accounts. And then from there, I can literally start the sequence, and I can start sending 50 DMs a day. And from there, within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll literally have made all of your money back just from the amount of volume that we've been sending, right? And the way that I back everything up is using this document. I gave them the math on exactly how this works. I told them it's $5,000 to set up different accounts. And this is exactly what I run them through. I tell them that we have 10 accounts that run 75 DMs a day per account. Doing that allows me to send 5,000 DMs per week. And with a 15% response rate, we get about 787 responses a week. And with a 10% booking rate of those responses, we get 78 calls. With a 75% show up rate to those calls, we get 58 calls taken, right? And I tell my prospect, if you can at least close 15%, if you're a doo-doo salesman and you can literally close 15% of those calls, then you'll have 8 calls closed. And if you have a $2K a month offer, and if you have a $2K a month offer, you can literally make $16,000 every single week. And therefore, I tell my client, within the first 2 to 3 weeks, you've literally made your exact investment back twice. And that is the best way that you really want to structure how you price things. You want to make it about how the pricing can give the prospect a quicker return on investment, instead of just isolating the pricing away from everything else within the business, if that makes sense. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm not a salesman at all. For everything, like I put this on everything. I'm not a salesman. I literally suck at sales. But doing this can take anybody and allow them to actually scale and actually boost their closing rate on the sales calls that they take. And with that being said, you have perfectly structured the entire call to put yourself as the authority, to put your offer as an investment instead of a risk. And you've also set the pricing in a way to give a quick return on investment, so you can literally charge up to $10,000 per freaking client. And that is insane. And the best part about the system is that since everything is based on commission after, and since this is based on volume, it's not going to be hard to actually get your prospect more clients once you have everything set up. So if you charge them $5,000 up front, and you can maybe book them about 80 calls a week, and you can get them to close about 15 calls a week, and you take a percentage of that, you're essentially making maybe, let's say, 50% of a $10,000 deal. You would be making $5,000 every single deal. Maybe if they can close 2 a week, you'd be making $10,000 every single week. And it's just endless possibilities with this business model. And that's exactly what I like about this. And that is the best way that I can explain this entire process for you. How you can actually go about getting your first client. How you can actually set this up and start the business without having to spend a single dime. And that's basically everything. And also, when the client pays you, what I would prefer you to invest this in is into anything that can actually help you streamline or automate the process even further. For instance, you can actually start building out your own software. You can make hires to build out that software, or you can use a pre-existing software to actually scale the amount of DMs you're sending, so you don't have to rely on poopy bots like the freaking DM Super Booster bot. But that's the best way that you want to actually get into it. And you can also do more research on the business model. You can look into different proxies. And also, one thing that I plan on doing that I've seen an OnlyFans management agency do is the more and more clients that they started to get, they actually started to buy new phones so they can actually hold more Instagram accounts so they didn't have to do the whole process with the proxies. So also keep those things in mind, that having investments like that, if somebody pays you $5,000 and you go buy maybe a new iPhone 8 with 4G Wi-Fi to just make new Instagram accounts on a new IP, those things are super, super important, and don't ever underestimate them. And just like that, I literally showed you how the entire business model works and how you can literally get started right now, how you can start it with no money, and it's literally the most perfect thing in the world. But I won't lie, this is hard, and everything that I explained in this is simplified, but don't get this wrong. Doing this is not easy at all. This is a combination of like 5 to 10 different skills. You have to learn sales, you have to learn appointment setting, you have to learn copywriting, you have to learn how to operate systems, you have to learn management, you have to learn data entry, you have to learn all this different stuff. And this is what's required if you actually want to make money. If you don't care about learning all this and you think that's too much work, then you can honestly go work a 9 to 5, because this is not for the weak. And if you're looking for comfortability, this is not the business model for you. And eventually you want to scale this so you can actually hire a team. But that's essentially how you can go about getting your first client, how you can actually make money without having to actually spend a single dime, right? And also I don't have enough time, and I didn't get into this video how you can actually make a contract for your business, and how you can actually make a pricing portal or a payment link for this business. So stick tuned soon, and I will literally actually show you how you can set up an entire contract so you can actually start getting these people. Because that's one thing I forgot to mention. A contract is so important because this is going to protect you and it's going to protect the prospect. And I'll show you exactly how you can create a contract. I can show you exactly how you can use a little bit of psychology to kind of create the most hardest offer or the most hardest contract for the person to get a refund or a chargeback on. And I'll also show you how I can set up a payment link and all that good stuff for your business so you can actually get that money to start scaling. And also, I'm going to show you all the other technical, boring business stuff that you have to do in a future video very, very soon, maybe later this week. But if you like this video and you're actually looking forward to starting your own outbound automation agency or your own supersetting agency, then join my Discord below, and I'll be giving you tips like this every single week. And we're growing a community of people that want to learn this business model. And we're just going to be helping each other grow, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be good. So if that's something that you're interested in, I highly advise you to join the Discord. There's going to be so much value in there. You're going to be able to network with so many people, and it's just going to be good. And also, if you want my team to come in and hold your hand through this entire process, then I am launching a consulting offer soon on this business model, and you can work directly with me, and we can scale your business to 10K a month within 30 days. So if you like this video and you like content like this and you want more value like this, or if there's maybe something I didn't go over hard enough for you or more in detail, definitely let me know and I'll be willing to do that. But without any further ado, I'll be out of here, right? And also stay tuned. I'll also be dropping content like this all the time. I like to give these super in detailed frameworks on how you can actually go about helping yourself, so I can actually not be one of these weird gurus that's not giving you any value. I'll literally give you everything that you need. So if you like videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and join that Discord. We're going to be doing great things in it soon. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.